Welcome back to Wind Down with Kev. It's been a minute, but we're back. It's been a busy year. I became a business coach with Craig Wiggins Coaching. I published a book with JM Publishing, and I became a best-selling author. Definitely didn't see that one coming. I've been running around the country, speaking, traveling, and enjoying every minute. But now it's time to get back to podcasting. This is my favorite format for sharing amazing conversations with incredible people. Welcome to Season 4, Behind the Red Doors. Come on in, check it out. I have incredible guests lined up just for you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So excited to kick off Season 4, Wind Down with Kev. Did not realize that I didn't record an episode in the last year and a half, but I'm happy to be back today and very excited to have a phenomenal guest next to me. She needs no introduction. All my Allstate world, everybody knows her. Everybody knows the seats that she sits in Allstate. Local agent, very phenomenal right here on Long Island, but sits in the highest levels in the company as the co-chair of the AEC. Not only are you well-known in Allstate, you're well-known in every real estate circle on Long Island. I go into certain circles. I said, this is my niche. I'm here. They say, oh, you're with Allstate. I know Christina Shaw. And I'm like, I know. But Christina, or Shaw as I call you, introduce yourself to the people. Tell them who you are. Introduce yourself to everybody that doesn't know who you are.
Awesome. And wow, if we could get a clip of that and I could play that on my low days, thank you. I'm really excited to be here. And I think the world of you. So thank you for having me. I'm Christina Shaw. I am an Allstate agent for, don't tell anybody, 24 years.
Yes.
I also am a single mom to two amazing little girls, Mia and Mackenzie. And I'm just obsessed with helping people and spreading kindness. And I think we could change the world one person at a time.
I love that. I love that you said you're obsessed with helping people and your emphasis that you're just obsessed with helping them. How does being an insurance agent allow you to live out your true passion, which is just to help people?
I love that question, and I talked about that a little earlier this week because I wanted to pursue mental health.
Okay.
And I went to SUNY Albany, and I thought, okay, I'll be a therapist. And 3 hours later, my dad drove up to SUNY Albany. He's like, yeah, I don't know that this is a good idea, and was very concerned about the schooling, I think, the income potential. It was a different world than it is now. So fast forward, here I am an Allstate agent, and it's funny because being an agency owner allows you to be in the community, and I think that's a testament to Allstate.
Yes.
And so through grants at Allstate, through working with other Allstate agents who embrace the community and that giver's gain mentality, I don't know, I just think I have so much opportunity to help and change for the better, our small communities.
I mean, that's a beautiful thing. You take me two places. This is going to be a fun conversation.
Did I digress?
No. You're doing great. First off, you said you've been an agent for 24 years. Yesterday, you posted a video of your age.
I'm 42.
My math is good, yeah.
Yes.
So how does that work?
Well, I officially became an agent in 2009, but I've been with Allstate for like 23 years and 7 months, working with my buddy Tom Whalen. From a very young age. Office phones, being in the office. And then when I graduated college, he offered me a position. And it was a no-brainer. I was sitting on my couch on Western Avenue in Albany, pre-cell phones. And he said, do you want a job? I'm going to pay you this amount of money. And I'm like, I am rich. I would be living in poverty if that's what I earned. But as a college student, I was like, I have life figured out. Like, little did I know.
So let's talk about Tom for a second. Tom hires you. You're a college student. You're working, interning, or money right away?
Money right away.
Money right
I'm
away.
no dummy.
Money right away.
I didn't grow up in a fancy home. I had to earn money.
There has to be pay. But
Yes.
college wages, you work through college, and then
Yes.
when you graduate, instead of letting you get away to go to some big company, he hires you in his office.
He does. And while I was at school, Tom is the type of person who he's just a good guy, and I think that's where I also learned a lot of who I am.
Okay.
In doing the right thing,
Okay.
always doing the right thing. Tom is like obsessed with doing the right thing, and that translated to me. He introduced me to agent buddies from Allstate School, and that's who I worked with when I was in school.
Okay.
Because I had to work full time, so I worked with his friends.
Outstanding. So I'm going to stay with Tom for a second, but in general, for people that are out there listening, they're thinking about their career, maybe they pivoted during the pandemic, maybe they were doing something, they worked for remote for a while, now their company wants to go back in and they want to make a move. So people that might be thinking about something like insurance or any career, how important is it to have a mentor like Tom, someone that's guiding you not only into a field, but being a person that you can text right now and ask anything?
I think it's the entire key to my success. Not only having him, but having a network of agents like you. My heart hurts for the small business owner, the entrepreneur who doesn't have a tight network, because it could be a lonely world.
It's very lonely.
And social media, we see the highs,
Yes.
right? And sometimes I want to be vulnerable, right?
Yes.
I share the lows, but then there are real lows that I keep off because you're still professional.
Yes.
So you need to be able to pick up the phone. Like, our industry is in flux right now.
Turmoil, yes. Good statement.
Yeah, and if I didn't have my Allstate friends to level set or challenge me or bring my mindset correction, I don't know.
So one of the other things that I admire about you, use the word friendship. You are a great friend. You travel around the country. You show up at people's birthday parties. You just got back from
Oregon.
Oregon.
Yes.
The Northwest.
Sun River. I'm never going back. Do not go to Sun River if you live in New York. You will come home with COVID.
Oh
I
my
did.
God. Oh my God.
It was awesome.
Oh my God.
So Heidi's 50th birthday.
Okay.
She came in.
Happy
for
birthday,
my,
Heidi.
Right. She came in for my 40th birthday. I'm making myself older. And again, that speaks to the culture at our company.
Yes.
And I know we're working on culture right now.
Yes.
But the culture we grew up with, there's friendships for life.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't like, oh, my colleague.
No. No, we know each other. We know each other's families. We're there for people. Me and a group of my friends, I just celebrated a special birthday, and a group
Happy
of
birthday. What a blessing.
current and former Allstate agents. We're all going to get together separately and do something together. So yeah, it's a friendship
Special.
for life. It's special. You mentioned community. One of the things you and I share in common is that we both are Ray Lynch Award winners for top community service agents in the entire country. When you won your award, which was before mine, what were the charities that you were involved with then, and what are you involved with now?
Love that. That was, I think, the best career highlight so far.
Yes.
And I remember Mia was born, Mackenzie wasn't.
Yes.
And it was back in the Vegas days.
Yes.
And I had sweat everywhere. I wonder if anybody knows that I'm sweating in places I didn't even know you would sweat. I was so nervous. I was really involved with veterans because a customer of mine introduced me to this organization that helped pair dogs.
Wow.
With veterans from the companion perspective.
Yes.
And then there was this gentleman, also a customer, who worked with families where if your child was ill and you needed a $25,000 bed to take care of that child at home, he would get you that bed.
Yes.
What a good human.
Of course.
So those were the two main ones. And then I did a lot of local scholarships.
Okay.
Right, from the high school I graduated. And now it's funny how it shifts. I'm working with this group in Manhattan, Help Us Adopt.
Okay.
Her story is she struggled to have her own children.
Okay.
Miscarriage, over and
All
over.
the things.
And she had the means when life got ugly to book a trip to Europe with her husband.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And then she realized, and then she went through the adoption process and realized the expense and said there are so many families that don't have this. So she makes up the gap in grants. And the best part is she doesn't discriminate on what your family looks like. Your family could be two moms, it could be a single father, and that to me,
that's special because people have that desire to parent regardless of lifestyle, and it may not come naturally, but there are plenty of children in the world that need those parents. So what a beautiful charity to be involved with. Now I'm going to segue from giving in the community. On a personal level, you're a phenomenal gift giver. So I'm going to support that statement with evidence of what you brought here today. This is Wine Down with Kev. So first show in a year and a half, the one thing I forgot to bring was wine. So you bring me this phenomenal bottle. It's not just any bottle. It's a bottle by Arthur. Personally customized by Arthur, your wonderful boyfriend who I've met on many occasions. Talk to me about the gift giving part of Christina Shaw, because I've seen you do it so much on social media, whether it's books, wine. Talk about that.
Awesome.
Where gift giving fits in your life and why it's important for business owners to be good gift givers.
And I love that last part because if anybody's listening that is a business owner, right? I think when you're looking for referral partners and to make a relationship, if I'm getting half of my business from realtors, I can't give every realtor a listing. I joke, I'd be a realtor and make a lot more money, right? So I say, how can I improve your life personally and professionally? And I try to do that in the way of if I read a business book that I think, hey, this would really impact Kevin, let me mail it to him. I really am into journaling. So I'll do some custom journals. So the wine, I thought, well, the name of your show. And so I wanted to bring you one bottle that wasn't a solicitation. And then Arthur's podcast, we were saying, well, certain guests, right? You have a guest on that you really maybe want to do business with. What's something that you could give that would have some impact? And so we put the sticker, but I love buying local from a family. And this is a small vineyard out in Sonoma. He did some legal work for them. And it's so smart. She mailed him some wine. Little did she know she was getting like her new best customer. So I called her. I said, I need like 97 cases of this. And that's what we do now. We order wine from her because I like that it's a mom and pop.
Absolutely.
I think if we could all support each other's businesses.
Support small business. I try to post about that every Saturday when I remember. Support small business, buy local, and take care of it because we need each other. Small businesses employ people in the community every day. We all get way too much stuff from Amazon all the time.
And I'm guilty of it. Oh my gosh, my girls now, Amazon does like 2 to 6 delivery same day. And they'll say at night, that didn't come. And I said, we ordered it 4 hours ago. Like, you're nuts. But that's their world, the immediate. But I'm guilty of it because.
But that's their expectation now. So future business owners, that much faster.
Do you find that, I don't know if I'm allowed to ask you questions.
Sure.
But with our digital presence, sometimes I find managing all the ways people communicate challenging. Like, how do you manage that?
First, I invite it. I invite the digital engagement because that's what I want to do. You and I are on the phones 8 to 12 hours a day, every day. So most times the last thing that I want to do when I'm done working is talk. So if you text me, if you text my agency, if you inbox me on social media, it's way better than a phone call. I have nothing left when I'm done at the end of the day. People call me at 8:30 and they wonder, what do you do? Sleep. Sleep.
No, I don't want to catch up.
Done. No, I don't want to know and I can't know. But speaking of social media, that's your jam.
Oh, I love it.
You dominate the space. You always have from the beginning.
Thank you.
So talk about what social media, talk about where you are and what it's meant to you being on social media, how it's helped connect you with clients, with realtor partners and other people.
It's, tying it into earlier that the mentor and the network, it is, if you don't have that digital presence and you don't have a social media game, you're not going to have a business in a few years because the consumer wants to know who Kevin is outside of being an Allstate agent.
Yes.
They want to know, like, oh, Kevin's really involved in the community. Like, he loves where he lives and he gives back. And they want to know you're a real person too, with the same struggles, right? Because it could sound glamorous.
Yes.
Like, Allstate agent. Like,
Ta-da!
oh, my hair's like growing out. So I was not an early adopter of social media. I was late to the game.
Okay.
My friends would know everything. And I'm like, how do you know that so-and-so? And they were like, it's on Facebook. This was like before Instagram. So I realized it's a beautiful way for me to stay in contact with my realtors, my mortgage lenders, my attorneys, and for me to engage with them and for them to engage with me without having to go anywhere.
Yes.
Right? Like you said, at the end of the day, you're shot. Me too. I can't have 27 lunches in 1 week.
No.
But if I could like share your post and comment and have a relationship with you on social, you're not doing business with the other Allstate agent. You're doing business with me, and that applies to every business owner.
Every business, they feel like they know you. So you adapt late to social media. It's interesting. You become an agent in 2009. That's when Facebook kind of opened to everybody away from just the Harvard or the certain Division I schools. It opens, and you build your business around it. Fast forward to 3 years ago, March of 2020, everything shuts down. And within a week, you're organizing agents, you're putting us on Zoom calls together, you're putting realtors on Zoom calls together, you're teaching people remotely from the safety of your own home how to do Zoom calls, how to interact with clients. Why were you so ready in 2020 and no one else was?
I don't know. That's such a good question. So I panicked. I was like, going back to that single mom, I was like, I got to pay the mortgage next week. So I was out to lunch with my mom, and she's telling me the world is ending. And I'm like, this is going to take a week. I was in the camp that this is not a big deal.
Yes.
I did hunker down, living in a blended family. We had to be extra safe, if you will, because there's other people in our lives. So I thought to myself, well, my whole existence is speaking in real estate offices.
Yes.
I go into offices and I talk about flood, etc. So I thought, well, why don't we just do this on the computer? But nobody knew how to use Zoom, including me.
Yes.
So I found somebody in a networking group of mine that for some reason he was a Zoom expert. I didn't know this was a job. And that's what I did the first 30 to 45 days is I taught people, like, you're on mute. This is the background. Get a light because nobody could see you. And we did all of those things. And then I realized my realtor meetings were better than in person.
Yes.
Because they were all home.
Yes.
I'm not allowed to bang. That's
okay. We're good.
And they were all looking for something to do, and the good realtors wanted to learn.
Yes.
They wanted to educate themselves. So any expert I could find, credit repair, even outside of business, we did meditations.
Wow.
Anything I could find to give to my realtor to say, here's a good use of your time.
Right.
And we've continued it into, if I could say, post-pandemic.
Oh, absolutely. It's a great way to do it. I'm going to come back to you and social media and what you're working on next. But I'd be a poor interviewer if I didn't ask you this.
You are not a poor interviewer.
So I wrote a book, The Property Insurance Bible, Better Insurance Before Losing Everything.
It's on my desk.
But October of 2016, for everyone that doesn't know, can you tell them what happened? Because you lived what I talked about.
Sandy.
Yes. No. Your house.
Oh, yes, absolutely. All my tragedies, sometimes I confuse them. I was like, So I lost my home to a house fire. And when I say that sometimes, people will respond oh, would you like a Merlot? And I'm like, they know that I just said that. And I don't think sometimes people understand literally it burnt to the ground.
Yes.
And I lost every possession I ever owned. So what we do is very, very real. And at no point did I say, I'm so glad I saved $45 by not having that endorsement. The emotional piece you and I can't do anything about, but we can make you whole.
Right.
And I have an amazing home right now.
Yes.
And I was out for 19 months to
19
rebuild.
months.
19 months.
19
2
months.
little kids. But I lived in a beautiful rental home. It's not your home,
But
it's way better than living with
you
mom
and the
and
girls
dad.
are together.
We were together. It was beautiful. And we still drive by that home
Are you
and have
kidding?
like such good memories.
Right. So I like to talk about that. And when I talk, I always talk about the comfort that you can survive anything if you're with your family unit. However that's composed, you can make it. It's not having that. And 19 months is a long time. That's a long time. That's a long time to grab a couch in a friend's house for not having the right coverage.
And that's what I, especially you understand we work with realtors. So we're getting the buyer and they're anxious to get to the closing table. And often we're that last stop,
Yes.
that last piece of paper. And of course, cost is important.
Yes.
Right? And we write with a lot of carriers. So we're always going to be competitive, but I try to share that story because if we just slow down
Yes.
for 5 minutes
Yes.
and we make sure you're protected, when you call me, I want to say to you, you have nothing to worry about, Kevin.
Yes.
We will make you whole.
That's a beautiful thing. It doesn't get any better. Thank you for sharing that story so much. So let's spend our last time talking about the thing I'm most excited about, your future, the thing that made me want to have you as my first guest for season 4, and that's what you're working on next. So you've been using the hashtag I'm with Shore for a while.
Yes.
And now you're going to take all your talents, everything we've talked about, helping other agents, helping other realtors, and you're finally going to turn into a business and really formalize helping people. So let's talk about I'm with Shore. Let's talk about where you're at and where you're going.
I love it. And I owe you a huge thank you,
You're
really from the bottom of my heart, because you wouldn't know this in meeting me, but I doubt myself and I get insecure because I never want to take $1 from you and not provide $20 worth of information. So I'm with Shaw came to be when I was using the hashtag Spunky Shaw.
Yes.
I was brushing my teeth and Arthur, my partner, said, Spunky Shaw, we need something different.
Okay.
Like, I don't know that that's professional enough. And we started bantering and I'm with Shaw came about.
Wow.
So when I say came about, he said that and it was that light bulb moment. Right?
Immediately.
And he's been on my case for 2 years about
Let's
it.
go, Arthur. Keep the pressure
I know.
on.
Oh,
Keep
the
it
pressure
on.
is on. Oh, the pressure is on.
Let's
I'm
go.
like, I
Let's
have
go.
a few other things on my plate. But I'm just passionate about seeing agents have a digital presence outside of Allstate, because Allstate does an amazing job on
Yes.
their own.
Yes.
And if we're going to win in the future, the agency needs to have a brand.
Yes.
And so last week over zucchini noodles, I looked at the girls
Yes.
and I said, now's the time.
Yes.
And we posted the video.
Yes.
And the 30th of this month, I am going to be launching a 6-week boot camp class, branding, Facebook ads to your customers, Instagram Reels, LinkedIn, Canva. And we're going to see where it goes. It will eventually be like a monthly subscription. But I want every agent in the country, Allstate or otherwise, to know that they can do this themselves. I do this.
Yes.
I don't have some major media corporation behind me.
Yes.
And with a little focus and discipline, if you could run an agency, you could have a digital presence.
You can have a digital presence. So there's so much to unpack there that I got to get to it in good. You're launching on March 30th. This podcast is going to come up a few days later, the first week of April. So everybody that's watching, listening to wherever you're receiving this at, by the time you see it, it's available. Check out I'm with Shore. Follow her everywhere she's at. And if you're one of those people that's very comfortable inside the office, but you haven't figured out how to put yourself out there on social media yet, I strongly encourage you to check out my girl, I'm with Shore, and let her give you some guidance into your comfort zone. So the reason I'm so excited is because you tried so hard to give this business away. You've been, you tried so hard.
I gave you every reason.
Yeah, you're like, no, so the company should do this and this person should do that. I said, the reason this is pressing you is because it's yours.
Yes.
You're the one who sees it. You're the one that's doing it organically. You're not spending a gazillion dollars a month with someone else. You're doing it authentically. Truly, you're
Love that
posting
word.
about what you're doing. And sometimes it's personal where you're saying I'm 42 and this is what life insurance would
Yes.
cost. But other times you're posting what you have in your hand, Starbucks.
Yes.
You know, so
Starbucks should pay me.
They
actually. I don't know if
should.
you're watching this Starbucks.
You've posted Starbucks cups around the country.
That's how I announced Mac was being born through
Yes.
a Starbucks cup.
Yes, yes. So now they have to pay you, but I'm excited for you that you're doing it.
Thank you.
I'm excited for all the agents that are listening to this that want to get started from a basic standpoint, but don't know how to begin. I strongly encourage them to work with you, whether you jump in early or whether you jump in a little bit later. You have to get started because compared to other marketing dollars, where would you say that social media fits compared to the other ways that we as insurance agents get business?
Well, you said something a few weeks ago that has truly resonated with me, that every call into the agency is a live transfer.
Yes.
But yet we as insurance agents can spend, I don't know the dollar because I don't.
A lot's a good number.
Lots of money on a live transfer. So there is no other marketing strategy that I could tell you that is free, that is going to produce immediate measurable results.
Mm-hmm.
It's free.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't do it for whatever your host of excuses
Yes.
are, then there's somebody in your agency that
Yes.
can
Yes.
do this. And I want to empower the agent to do it themselves so the voice is authentic. The worst thing you could do is have a brand and that phone rings and that's not who your agency is.
No.
Because then you're not actually growing.
No. And you're not telling your truth, and people read that. You and I have shared the stage on Long Island and Uniondale. We've shared a stage in Vegas. We both do social media and we do it differently. One of the spaces that you dominate, that I'm slightly engaged in, but not as heavily as you, is LinkedIn.
I like it. You're picking up your game.
No.
Yes.
Well, that's because of you.
I'm watching.
You said
watching.
get on LinkedIn.
It's
So
awesome.
some people have avoided Facebook for various reasons. Maybe many years ago, they didn't want to put up a picture of their lunch and they didn't want to know when I had a stomachache, so they thought it was a little different. Talk about the LinkedIn space and why agents should be there.
Agents have to be on LinkedIn because it's the space that requires the least amount of work.
Okay.
So it's a really good step one, right? We're not going to jump into the ocean if we can't swim. So you could post 2 or 3 times a week on LinkedIn and you could engage with other people, comment. Let's not just hit the like button. Let's comment on Kevin's post and say, this is why I really appreciate it, or answer the question. And so everybody could do that.
Right.
You could take an article in your industry and then post 2 sentences on why that resonates with you. And there's your LinkedIn post.
Right.
It takes all of 5 minutes. And the people you're attracting are probably the right audience who are on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Like the right demographic, the right income. And that's important.
It all matters. We all have a target market. Shaw, you have crushed it. You've told everyone about you. You've talked about I'm with Shaw. Let's close out by letting people know what else you're working on and where people can find you online.
Awesome. I appreciate this again so very much. Just want to hear all feedback with I'm with Shaw.
Yes.
If you're an agent listening to this or a small business owner and you say there's a need for this or I need to learn that, help me with, DM me.
Yes.
Instagram, I'm with Shaw, or you could call me, my cell phone, 516-318-5457. Love texting, like you. I'm shot, I'm driving home and then that's it.
Nothing.
If you're not in my immediate circle, I'm not speaking with you.
That's it.
So just again, I want to hear the feedback. What do people want to learn?
Absolutely.
Where are they stuck?
So you and I have been talking about this for a minute. I like everything that you're doing, but I'm going to end on a challenge.
Okay.
I don't think you're doing this just for insurance agents. You have a whole community of realtors that are out there that are independent contractors that are working hard. They work for companies. They post pictures, which I love about the real estate industry. But I think a lot of them in your circle would like to learn from you. So when I think of I'm with Shaw, I just see you as a mentor and a guide to help those realtors lenders, and other small business owners. And by the way, all of you insurance agents that are not engaged, I think you're a guy to help them become a hero. So, small business owners that are out there, thank you for tuning in to Wind Down with Kev. If you're looking to step your social media game up, follow I'm with Shaw.